Want to take a live look right now at the White House, where the Biden administration is celebrating the strong numbers as Democrats head into the midterms, and the administration crediting the job growth to the president's policies, including the $1.9 trillion COVID relief package and last year's $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure law. Joining us now is White House senior advisor Gene Sperling. Gene, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You know, the job numbers, certainly great news, but the economy has still been shrinking overall. Is this because some of the higher paying jobs, like tech jobs, are getting eliminated?
You know, what you're seeing in the jobs market is quite historic. I mean, the R word right now is resilience. You've had 3.3 million jobs created in the first 7 months of this year. Other than last year, that is the most jobs created in the first 7 months of a year in the history of our country. And actually, you know, it has been broad-based. You saw another 30,000 manufacturing jobs up. We're now up 642,000 manufacturing jobs. That's 3 times the pace in the previous administration, even before the pandemic hit. And I think that what this is showing is that the private sector is still expanding. And I think even the GDP numbers, when you take out some of the more, you know, things that are less representative of actual private sector demand and growth, I think there, too, you saw expansion clearly in the first quarter. So, you know, no economy's perfect, but this one is showing a lot of resilience. And the fact that so many people are working, that unemployment is so low across the board for virtually, you know, every sector or group in our economy, you know, gives us a lot of hope that we can make this transition to more stable growth with lower prices.
I mean, Gene, I do want to point out the actual lived experience of many Americans, right? Because despite numbers like these, many are still struggling to pay the bills amid, you know, this incredibly high inflation we're seeing. How do you think that these jobs numbers will affect the inflation challenges that we still see at the grocery store and the gas station and everywhere else?
Well, you know, I think there's no question that even though, I think even as your survey said, that there are some Americans whose, you know, the strong labor market, the getting a new job, wage gains have made them better off even with inflation, particularly, you know, in the maybe, you know, lower income jobs. We've seen that. But we also know there's a whole lot of working families that even though they're glad they're working, glad their wages are going up, they feel like they're giving back too much at the gas pump, giving back too much at the grocery line. And that's because we have not yet escaped the global inflation. It is hitting home. It is good to see some positive movement in gas prices, down 91 cents in 50 days, actually below $4 in 22 states. But people are still getting hit at the grocery line. So, you know, we're trying to present a balanced view of this economy. It's clearly one that is still showing tremendous strength in labor market and job creation. But it is one where there's still the prices are too high in the grocery store. It's definitely, you know, a gut punch to many people. And that's why the president's so focused on everything he can do to help relieve that pocketbook anxiety. One of the reasons we're excited, for example, about the Inflation Reduction Act, not just because it would lower inflation, but because of the prescription drug bill that will lower prescription drug prices and cap out-of-pocket costs in 2000, and a variety of tax incentives that would allow people to have lower energy costs and actually get a tax incentive to do so.
Gene, I hear you. Gene Sperling, thank you so much for your time. We certainly appreciate it today.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.